Hi, this is Friar Tim with the FriarSide chat for Tuesday, May 11th, Tuesday of the 5th week of Easter. I'm in my office at Newman after joyously celebrating on Sunday the first public liturgy in 2 months. I cannot believe how moved I was actually to tears. So, with that, I'd like to share with you a little reflection today on today's gospel reading, which is from the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verses 27 and following. I read, Jesus said to his disciples, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. Not as the world gives, do I give it to you. Do not let your hearts be troubled or afraid. You heard me tell you, I am going away, and I will come back to you. If you loved me, you would rejoice that I am going to the Father, for the Father is greater than I. And now I have told you this before it happens, so that when it happens, you may believe. I will no longer speak much with you, for the ruler of the world is coming. He has no power over me, but the world must know that I love the Father, and that I do just as the Father has commanded me." It's not often that the Sunday readings coincide with the weekday readings, and it's not that it exactly coincides on this day, but one of the most important messages of Sunday's gospel is repeated today. Do not let your hearts be troubled or afraid. This around the question of God's peace. Now, Lord knows we all have enough to be troubled or afraid about these days. The current situation of our health, the current situations of our loved ones, the current economic situations, the current social situations, and as economies open up, and God willing that economies open up safely. And Lord knows we have even more future things to be afraid of or to be troubled about. All of those things above and how all of this is going to play out and how much our lives are going to radically change or not in the wake of this long-term epidemic and all of the ripples and the repercussions that will happen as a part of it. But yet Jesus' admonition, do not let your hearts be troubled, is valid here, perhaps more than anywhere. Now, to say a bromide, do not let your hearts be troubled, as if that's going to solve everything, is pretty much the equivalent of asking someone to not think about a pink elephant, because what's the first thing that's going to come into their heads is a image of a pink elephant. You've asked them not to think about it. So do not let your hearts be troubled. Do not be anxious. Do not be afraid of the present or the future. Ultimately, we're going to experience anxiety. We're going to experience fear. We're going to experience worry and uncertainty that is out there. How concretely can we let the Lord's message resonate with us? And what I've been doing myself, and I've been counseling other people to do, is particularly when we're worried about things in the future, to just simply take a couple of deep breaths, mindfully. I notice immediately that my shoulders start to loosen up a little bit. And I say a simple and quiet prayer. Thank you, Lord, that I'm okay here and okay now. Thank you, Lord, that I am okay here and okay now. I have no idea what the future is going to be. I have no idea what that's going to look like, where I'm going to be, or what's going to happen. But here and now, I thank you, Lord, because I'm okay. That kind of trusting prayer, acknowledging God right here and right now, helps to get us out of living in a scary and uncertain future, and helps to firm us up and ground us in a present. Now, if the present is assailing us, perhaps I'm not okay right now. Perhaps I'm sick right now. Perhaps I'm unemployed right now. Then, Lord, I trust in you right here and right now. Lord, I trust in you right here and right now. We have to cooperate with the Lord so that our hearts are not troubled and that we are not afraid. Troubled hearts and fear are a normal part of being human and a very, very normal response to extraordinary uncertainty that is all around us. Yet the Lord's injunctions, do not let your hearts be troubled, come into play. Now notice the phrasing of it. Do not let your hearts be troubled. That gives us a little tip that you and I do have some control, some ability to manage, some ability to deal with, some ability to confront our feelings of fear and anxiety and troubled. So, do not let your hearts be troubled. Have faith in God. Have faith in Jesus Christ, because he has conquered sin and death. And in that, you and I are free. God bless, and enjoy a beautiful week.